Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is nothing, not reacting, not arguing, not proving your point, just staying calm while everything around you is trying to pull you in. And I know that's hard because deep down, you feel like if you don't react, you're weak. But what if it's the opposite? What if not reacting is actually your greatest power? You know this feeling. Someone says something that hits you the wrong way. Maybe it's a rude comment, a little disrespect, a message that feels cold. And suddenly, your mind starts racing. What did they mean by that? Should I respond? Should I say something back? Your heart beats faster, your mood shifts, and just like that, your peace is gone. Or maybe it's not even people. Maybe it's life. Things don't go your way. Plans fall apart. You try your best, but it's still not enough. And inside, there's this urge to react, to complain, to get angry, to let it all out. Because staying calm feels impossible. And honestly, most people don't stay calm. They react to everything, every message, every opinion, every little problem, and slowly they lose control of themselves. But here's the truth. Promise. You don't have to live like that. You don't have to be controlled by every word, every situation, every emotion. There's another way, a quieter way, a stronger way. The art of not reacting, and once you understand this, your whole life starts to change. Let me tell you something most people don't realize. Not everything deserves your reaction. But we've been trained to think it does. We think we always have to reply, always defend ourselves, always explain. But that's not strength, that's pressure, and it slowly drains you. There was a guy I knew. He used to argue about everything at work, with friends, even online with strangers. If someone disagreed with him, he couldn't let it go. He had to win. He had to prove he was right. And for a moment, it felt good. But later, he felt tired, heavy, frustrated. Because the arguments never ended, there was always something new. One day, he just stopped. Not completely, but he started choosing. He asked himself one simple question. Is this worth my peace? And most of the time, the answer was no. That's where it begins. Because here's the thing. When you react to everything, you give everything power over you. A random comment can ruin your whole day. A small mistake can destroy your mood. Someone else's opinion can shake your confidence. But when you don't react, you take that power back. Now, this doesn't mean you become silent all the time. It doesn't mean you accept disrespect. It means you choose your moments. You stop reacting automatically and start responding with control. And that changes everything. Think about this. Someone insults you. Your first instinct is to fire back. But what happens if you don't? If you just look at them, calm, steady, unbothered, it confuses them because they were expecting a reaction. Most people are. And when they don't get it, they lose their power. But here's the truth. Most people don't want to hear. Not reacting takes more strength than reacting. Anyone can shout. Anyone can argue. Anyone can lose control. But staying calm, that takes discipline. That takes awareness. That takes real inner strength. Let me tell you a small story. A woman was at work, and her boss criticized her in front of everyone. It was harsh, unfair even. You could see the tension in the room. Everyone expected her to react, to defend herself, to push back. But she didn't. She just nodded, stayed calm, and continued her work. Later that day, her boss came to her and apologized. He said he was having a bad day. Now imagine if she had reacted in anger. That situation would have exploded, but her calmness changed everything. And this is where things shift. You start to realize not everything needs your energy. Some things just need your silence. There's also something deeper here. When you react quickly, you're not really choosing. You're just following your emotions, like a reflex. But when you pause, even for a second, you create space, and in that space, you find control. A simple pause can save you from so many regrets. Words you didn't mean, actions you can't take back, all avoided just by not reacting right away. I remember a moment like that. I got a message once, and it made me angry, really angry. I typed a long reply, every word sharp, every sentence ready to hit back. My finger hovered over the send button, but something told me, wait, just wait, so I didn't send it. I closed my phone, came back an hour later, and read the message again. It didn't feel the same. The anger was gone, and suddenly my response changed. That one pause saved the situation. Most people don't give themselves that pause. They react instantly, and that's why they suffer. Here's another truth. People will test you. They'll push your buttons, sometimes on purpose, sometimes without even knowing. But your reaction, that's your responsibility, not theirs. And once you understand that, you stop blaming others for how you feel. You start taking control. But here's where it gets really powerful. When you stop reacting, your whole presence changes. People start seeing you differently. They feel your calm, your stability, your strength. And suddenly, you're not easy to shake anymore. Let's talk about overthinking, because this is a big one. Sometimes the reaction doesn't happen outside. It happens inside. You replay conversations. Think about what someone said. Create scenarios in your head again and again. That's also a reaction, just a silent one, and it's just as draining. Not reacting also means not feeding every thought, not chasing every worry, letting some things pass, like clouds. You don't have to respond to every thought you have. You don't have to believe everything your mind tells you. Sometimes, the best thing you can do is nothing. Just let it be. There's peace in that. Real peace. Another story. A man was stuck in traffic, late for an important meeting. Cars everywhere, nothing moving. He started getting frustrated, hitting the steering wheel, complaining. But then he stopped. He realized no matter how much he reacted, the traffic wouldn't move faster. So he took a deep breath, turned on some music, and just accepted it. Same situation, different experience. That's the power of not reacting. You can't control everything, but you can control how you respond. And this doesn't make you passive. It makes you powerful, because now you act with intention, not emotion. You start choosing peace over ego, silence over noise, clarity over chaos. And yes, it's not easy. At first, it feels unnatural. Your mind will push you to react, to say something, to do something, but with practice, it becomes easier. You become calmer, more centered. You start noticing things others don't. You see how people lose control, how small things affect them deeply, and you realize that used to be you, but not anymore. You become someone who doesn't get pulled into every storm, someone who stands still while everything else moves, someone who protects their peace at all costs. And here's something beautiful. When you stop reacting, you also stop taking things personally. You understand that most people are dealing with their own struggles, their own stress, their own pain. So when they act out, it's not really about you. And once you see that, you stop carrying unnecessary weight. You forgive easier. You move on faster. You feel lighter because you're no longer reacting to everything. At the end of the day, life will always have noise. People will talk. Situations will happen. Things won't go as planned. That won't change. But you can change. You can choose calm. You can choose silence. You can choose not to react. And that choice will protect your energy, your peace, your mind. You don't need to win every argument. You don't need to prove yourself to everyone. You don't need to respond to everything. Or sometimes the strongest version of you is the one who simply walks away, who stays quiet, who stays in control. Because real power is not in reacting, it's in mastering yourself. So next time something triggers you, pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, is this worth my peace? And if it's not, let it go. If this spoke to you, if it made you think a little deeper, consider subscribing. There's a lot more like this waiting for you. And remember, stay calm, stay strong, stay in control.